Hello, my name is Veronica. I am Yeva's mom. Today marks exactly 4 months since my baby is no longer with us. On April 11th, 2020, Yeva passed away at the age of 1 year and 9 months. I guess I should start by saying that we tried to get pregnant for a very long time and searched for ways to conceive for a long time. When we finally had Yeva, we were incredibly happy, we were overjoyed. But that moment of happiness lasted only until the 7th week. And at the 7th week, I was hospitalized to preserve the pregnancy. And from the 7th to the 15th week, I was hospitalized 4 times to preserve it. The first time we were asked, when we were faced with the fact, they told us that the baby had a heart defect. And they asked if we would go through with the pregnancy. My first thought was to keep the baby, because we had fought so long for this child. And the second thing was that by ending the pregnancy, we wouldn't be giving the baby any chance at all. But by keeping the pregnancy, we give, well, not us, but life gives the baby a chance to fight. And when she was born at 7:45 in the morning on July 11, 2018, she was immediately taken to the intensive care unit. And by noon, she was sent to Minsk, to the cardiac surgery center. You know, I would probably put it differently, I think. All the surgeries were complicated, both in terms of the surgical technique and the consequences that followed after these operations. But the first time we faced real difficulties was during the main correction of the defect. A few hours after the surgery, Yeva was put on the extracorporeal membrane oxygenation machine, which means that instead of her own heart, the machine was doing the circulation for her. Not only was it unclear whether she would survive, it was also unknown what the consequences would be. Because when a child is connected to this machine, they are given medications that thin the blood, and this carries the risk of a brain hemorrhage, which unfortunately did happen to us later, when they told me that, well, the chances of your child surviving are basically 0. I just ran out of the center with tears in my eyes. I ran to the nearest bench, sat down and just cried out loud, sobbing and weeping. It was right there near the oncology clinic. I didn't hear it, but I think I was crying so loudly the whole street could hear. A man came up to me and said, why are you crying? And I was like, sir, I don't want to talk to you. But he said, like, you know, life doesn't end here. Maybe something can still be fixed. I turned to him and asked, have you ever lost a child? He said, yes, I buried my son. And at that moment, I started listening to him. He said a lot about how you have to believe and keep fighting. And then he just said, not many children survive, right? But yours will make it and survive. And the next mantra that I repeated every second was, but yours will make it and survive, just like a prayer. After that incident, she survived. I never believed she wouldn't make it. I knew it would be hard and painful, and we'd have to fight. I'd face emotional pain and worry, while she'd likely suffer physically from surgery and its serious consequences. But I never imagined that she would stop breathing. She was breathing. After the last surgery, she was also put on the extracorporeal membrane oxygenation machine for the 2nd time. And she survived for the 2nd time, pulled through, preserved her brain and limbs, but the surgery didn't change anything. From that day, I guess, the countdown began, but it was a countdown to decline. The doctors told us this when one day they came and said that
you are being sent to Mogilev Intensive Care Unit.
We can't take further action regarding cardiac surgery. In the intensive care unit, where We were only able to support for a while, not treat. Not stabilize, just help so that she didn't die at home. I don't know how to explain it.
On April 11th, 2020, at the age of 1 year and 9 months, she was gone.
We were always there. We were in the intensive care unit with her. At the moment when her kidneys stopped. At the moment when the entire delegation from the Mogilev hospital came to me and said that they wouldn't do anything. The night when we held her hands and watched the numbers of her pulse. The morning when they intubated her because she wasn't breathing. At the moment when, for the third time, we saw the number 0 on the monitor. The doctors came in. They tried. They tried to resuscitate for the third time. We were holding her hand. We were holding her hand the whole time so they didn't have to tell us. They just announced it was over. At the moment when her kidney stopped, they came up to me and said, "You can go home, this isn't a quick process, we'll let you know later, it's okay, just stay at home."
We were waiting, and so were they.
And we had to wait. We were left for a while. We cried a lot. I can't say how long it was. I don't think it was long because then the doctor came in and said the girls had to work. So there's a certain procedure for paperwork. I don't know, maybe the morgue or something else. We just gathered our things and left. That evening wasn't anything special. It was just the evening before Yeva stopped breathing in the night. They were difficult, full of pain, with physical pain. And the evening when she was gone, with emptiness, probably just emptiness, absolute emptiness. Absolute.
Emptiness.
There are always some conversations, someone comes up, someone leaves. And she was lying there. In white. In a white coffin. Probably the moment of the funeral was more like I just wanted all of this to be over as soon as possible. We wake up and go over to say hello to Yeva. I mean, every morning we do this. Yeva, hi baby, hello, good morning. It's not even a ritual anymore, it's just part of life. When we leave for work, bye baby. When we come home from work, hi baby, we're home. I mean, well, we understand that maybe from the outside it doesn't look very sane, yeah, but we're comfortable with it. We live with it. I just feel at ease saying hello to her. I know that she's here with us. Eva's bed used to be here. Eva's little bed was right here. And Eva's dad and I hung stars here. We had this connection. Eva's bed, Eva's stars, the parents' bed, the parents' stars. So after Eva was gone, after some time, we decided to remove the bed and decided to leave this place for Yeva. That's why now Eva is here. This photo was taken when she was already in the intensive care unit in the hospital during one of the last weeks. A wonderful photographer came to us, and somehow she managed to create such beauty against the background of hospital sheets. So this is us now in the hospital. And this is March of 2019. The happiest photos. This one, these. These are all of us at home. During 1 month at home. This is our first bath. This is our new year, 2020. We celebrated it together with Yeva. She was in intensive care in Minsk. We asked the doctors to let us celebrate New Year with Yeva. We have each other. We're kind of like home psychologists for one another. I'll talk to Sasha. Sasha will talk to me. We'll look at photos. And we remember, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with tears, how she did this or that, or how she used to say Papa, and that's it. We've talked. I think we're coping as much as we can as parents, as people, to deal with it. From my subjective point of view, I think we're managing. What happened with Yeva, what we went through with Yeva, gave us a clear understanding that we want to be parents, that we have a huge amount of love that we want to give. There will never be Yeva again, not like Yeva. But if we have children, we will try to give them the love and care that we didn't have time to give Yeva. We want to be parents. We have more love than fear. Why did you share? Because things like this happen. They happen to children, to little defenseless children who haven't done anything wrong. Sadly, there are many things we can't change. We wish we could, but we can't. That's part of life. Being the mother of a child who's gone is both pain and happiness. That will stay with you forever.